Uh, Sir, it's optional. If you're comfortable with it, you can.
No, no. Okay, I'll go to switch off this video mode itself. Okay.
Oh, welcome back, dear participants. Now we have with us. I request participants to mute their mics. Deepa ma'am, dear participants, welcome back. Now we have with us Dr. Anand Babu J, Associate Professor, working in the Department of Information Science, MCE Hassan, and he'll be delivering lecture on security aspects in IoT. So over to Anand Babu sir.
Okay, good morning. So I would like to thank on behalf of I would like to thank JNNC Shumaga, AICTE, okay, the coordinator, dean, principal, whoever it be, okay, so for giving this opportunity to deliver a talk on security aspects in IoT. So myself, Dr. Anand Babuje, currently working as an associate professor in the Department of Information Science and Engineering, Malnad College of Engineering, Hassan. My research areas are IoT, data science. Okay, so currently, so the three of my students are pursuing research under me. Okay, so on this brief note, so we're going to start up with our actual content here. Okay. So as you have seen, because from the last 3 to 4 days you are into this IoT itself only, many hands-on sessions that you have seen, many technologies with respect to this IoT that you have seen. So the in-depth analysis by this time that we have already been knowing what do you mean by this IoT and how the operations it will be performed with respect to this IoT. Now I'm not going to go very in detail regarding this particular security aspects here. Okay, I'll going to brief what are the things which are there with respect to this security concerns with respect to this IoT. Okay, security plays a very vital role not only with respect to the IoT in each and every or day-to-day lives also. The security plays a very vital role. Okay, whether it is a physical security guard who is present in front of our college or any other present other aspects. Whereas with respect to the IoT, there will not be any security guards. So with the help of this particular security algorithms, so that we need to make sure that the security is provided. Okay, and then so we're going to see the different algorithms that it is going to safeguard that particular IoT, and how what are the vulnerabilities that the IoT devices that it will be having. Okay, so that is the main concern that in this particular entire presentation it will going to revolve around. Okay, so starting, I'm going to show you the outline. Okay, so sorry. So I'm going to see the agenda. What are the things which that I'm going to cover in this entire presentation in 1.5 hour presentation here. See, first I'm going to brief regarding IoT. And then I'm going to tell the definitions of IoT, the inventions of IoT. After that, the structure, the architecture of IoT, the different layers of IoT that I'm going to brief with respect to this. What is IoT? Okay, I'm not going to take much time regarding that. Then we'll we're going to dive into the main concern what we are doing. Okay, the security, the threat agents and attack vectors here. So what are the major threats that it is there, and with the help of the different numbers, okay, how the security IoT devices are vulnerable, okay, based on those particular things that we're going to see that particular thing. So that we're going to see after that what is IoT. The third operation, the security weaknesses. Okay, so no system in this entire world is 100% secure. Okay, if you ask any particular algorithm, they're going to tell unconditionally secure. Okay, so like that, what are the security weaknesses, major security weaknesses which are there with respect to this particular IoTs, and then the vulnerabilities. Okay, here we have taken 2 to 3 or 4 famous IoT vulnerabilities, means with the help of the case studies that we're going to tell. So how this particular security IoT vulnerabilities that which is already present now. Okay, so that is the fourth particular thing that we're going to see here. And so if you are seeing in the recent scenario itself only, if you are going to see with respect to the scenario, then we need to see the next generation with respect to that particular IoT itself only. Okay, with the help of that, we're going to see what are the things that will going to happen in the future coming operations and all. And then we're going to see, so OWASP top 5 operation. So what does that OWASP it will going to stands for? Open Web Application Security Projects. Okay, so top 5 operations with respect to the authentication, with respect to the authorization. So what are the things and how the security plays a very vital role inside that, and what are the measures that we need to take to overcome that. So only 5. According to the internet sources, there are 10 different things, but in our particular in this particular security aspects that I have only concentrated on 5 different things itself only. And then the encryption algorithms, so for IoT, whether encryption is really needed for IoT. Okay, so because the memory it will be less and each and everything, so everything it will be in my small itself only, whether encryption is needed. So surely my answer is yes for that. Okay, and finally, in my way of that, I have concluded with only 2 points. So what is the overview of the entire thing with respect to this IoT? Okay, so now, so we're going to start with the definition with respect to this IoT. Okay, so the Internet of Things, as the name itself only, it is as it is present here. So with the help of internet, so the things around that, so what are the things that it is present? So you're going to fetch the information and you're going to transfer that information through internet itself only. Okay, so the Internet of Things refer to ever-growing network of physical objects. Okay, so these are all nothing but the different physical objects, because why I have not taken the traditional IoT diagram itself, only because we are concentrating in the context of security. So for that reason itself only, I have not taken that particular regular devices. So there are millions of devices, the regular devices that we are using now. Okay, so it can be connected to an IoT, whether it may be in security camera, or whether it may be in any light, or any particular door. Okay, you name that. So we can embed a sensor inside that, and you can use that particular thing by taking internet itself as an tool. So the objects that can feature an IP address to the internet connectivity, because because the IP address, the inception of this particular IPv6 plays a very vital role with respect to this IoT, because the address, it is abundant address, because IP address, it will be unique for each and every devices. Okay, so for that reason, and the communication that occurs between those objects and interconnected embedded systems and system. See, at the end of the day, with the help of that particular IoT, so what particular operations that it has been carried out, okay, what kind of data that you are collected. So you are collected for research point of view, or whether you are using for home automation, or for what purpose that you are using. So IoT plays a very vital role in this present scenario. Okay, so when did the IoT was introduced? The IoT was introduced in the year 1999. Okay, in the MIT labs by the famous scientist called Kevin Ornstein. Okay, so when he introduced this particular IoT, the major prerequisite for that particular IoT was RFID. Okay, it was the major prerequisite operations. Okay, so what is the main purpose of this particular IoT? The purpose of this particular IoT is connecting and exchanging of data with other devices over internet. Okay, one particular thing that I want to stress, it's nothing but over internet. So these are all nothing but the definitions and how this IoT plays in very vital role. And then with respect to this structure of IoT, the IoT is very gigantic network. Okay, so you can't tell that it is one or two particular things, and if you are using IoT, it will be a very gigantic network that consists of, it can have network devices, it can have computer connected through series of intermediate terminologies here. Okay, so those are nothing but the structure of IoT. So it is broadly classified into 4 different types, because if you see the name itself only, it will go to suggest here. First, tagging of things. Okay, so next, feeling of things, means tagging of things means you're going to put a sensor for the particular thing, and then that particular sensor, it will going to feel what are the things which is happening with respect to its particular surroundings, or it has been put into any particular device, means how you're going to feel that particular things. And shrinking of things, so that is the third important operations. And finally, thinking things. So these are all nothing but the 4 important things that it is going to come under this particular structure of this particular IoT. Okay, so then comes how many layers which are there with respect to this IoT architecture. I'm not going to go in detail regarding this particular architecture, because in the introduction parts, somebody would have already told regarding that particular architecture itself only. Okay, so now regarding this particular layers here, so there are 4 important layers with respect to this IoT. The first one is nothing but a device layer. Okay, so this device layer means all the different, it provides the different types of interfaces which are there with respect to this IoT. So that is first, that is called the device layer. The second one is called as a network layer. So that supports the communication required. Okay, so if you see identically with respect to the OSI reference model that if you are using for computer networks, means there are 7 layers. Identically, if you are using for TCP model, means there are only 4 layers. Okay, the reference model means only for reference point of view they are using. Whereas with respect to this IoT, there are only 4 layers here. Okay, then comes the third layer called services. Okay, it ensured the security and privacy of data. Okay, so this is very important with respect to this service layer. So we're going to concentrate on this particular service layer itself only, and we're not going to concentrate on other layers which are present here. And finally, we're going to see the application layer. So it will go to process and collect the real-time data or information. Okay, so these are all nothing but the 4 different layers which are present with respect to this IoT operations here. Okay, so we'll go on to see with respect to this service layer itself only, where okay, the security plays a very vital role. Next comes the ubiquitous operations. Okay, the term ubiquitous, it will be referring to the internet. Okay, because many things it will be connected simultaneously, and you can access those particular things. It's called as for internet. So as if you see the IoT, so it will be growing with respect to 26 billion units by 2021. So that number is very low, because if you see the technological advances with respect to this IoT, so this number, it should be doubled or it should be tripled by now. Okay, so that is very important. So where you're going to see this Internet of Thing devices, so if you see this diagram carefully, it is one of the famous diagrams, it will be available in your internet itself only. So see this very carefully. A human being is present here. After that human beings, there are small dots which are present here. So they are all nothing but the Internet of Thing devices which are present here. So where the devices are present, so it is present everywhere. Where the devices are present, it is present everywhere. In which particular industry, whether IoT is present, means there is no particular discipline here. So it is interdisciplinary. Whether it is in medicine, in the medical field, yes. Whether it is in the automobile field, yes. Whether it is in the naturally that you're using with respect to any in day-to-day lives, means yes. So home automation, wherever you tell, the IoT plays a very vital role itself only. So for that reason itself only, you're going to use a term called ubiquitous operations. Okay, so the 26 billion that they told, but I don't know regarding what they're going to tell. So by 2026, it will be 90 billion operations as per as one survey that I'm going to tell later here. So it will be automatic operation. So every mobile you'll be having an IoT. Every door you'll be having an IoT, because the high tech operations, it will be present. Every room. Okay, so wherever you see, the IoT plays a very vital role with the connection of internet itself only. Every sensor in every device, so it will be provided with an IoT operation. It could be an bracelet. Okay, with the help of a bracelet, you can easily trace that particular thing. So now we are with respect to this IoT in the Bond movies and all, in the James Bond movies and all, previously itself only, we used to have this particular thing, and we used to be wonder, oh yes, we used to have those kind of things also. Okay, in every home, office, building, hospital, irrespective of the discipline, irrespective of the field, you'll be using this particular IoT. So every city, village, earth, means you name it, so there we can use this particular term called IoT. Okay, so these are all nothing but the basic thing that you already know, so that I'm refreshing that. Okay, so this is one of the survey. It has been from here, the vulnerabilities with respect to the IoT that I want to speak. So whenever if you are using a huge system, okay, because in huge system with huge number of nodes which are been deployed, so security plays and authentication and say privacy plays a very vital role inside that. Why? Because authentication means only the authenticated user should use that particular data. Otherwise, so the information, it will be theft, and finally you're not going to get the appropriate data for that. Okay, so that security also plays a vital role with respect to this IoT. See, in one of the survey mentioned by HP, so they told that, so this is way back in 2014. Okay, so now if you see in this particular market, in this particular scenario, means so 80 to 90% of the IoT devices which has not been using security algorithm, so they are vulnerable for security attacks. It means cyber attacks here. So with respect to this HP operation here, the 70% of the IoT devices are vulnerable for security attacks. So the new study, that they have made by HP reveals the most popular Internet of Things devices contain serious vulnerabilities. Okay, so those so they have mentioned with respect to that. So what are those particular vulnerabilities? So which particular devices are vulnerable? So whether we are using those particular devices in day-to-day lives? Yes. So those particular devices which are vulnerable that we are using in our day-to-day lives. So whether it will be coming into that particular 70% category, yes, it will be coming into that particular 70% category itself only. So how we can overcome that, and what are those particular security vulnerabilities which are there? So that we're going to see this. They have done a survey. So based on those particular surveys itself only, so they have done the 70% of things are nothing but they are vulnerable itself only. So to switch on a car, to switch off a car, so with help of an IoT devices itself only, the keyless entry, so which is happening now, that also we're going to see with respect to the smart cars also. Okay, so those are also nothing but those things are also vulnerable for security attacks, means cyber attacks which are there here. So if you see your garage door openers, okay, sprinklers, smart alarms, controllers, okay, door locks, each and everything, devices which are vulnerable. How it is vulnerable, that we're going to see in the next coming slides. Okay, now we're going to see the statistics here. Okay, so because we need to see with respect to the numbers itself only. Without seeing the numbers, if you learn any particular concepts, it will not be in your mind. The numbers plays a vital role in our day-to-day lives also. Okay, so now first and foremost thing, we're going to see malware here. What do you mean by a term called malware? So in newses and all that you'll be hearing regarding this particular malware. So malware attack. So this happened, that happened, like that you're going to tell. So what do you mean by a malware? So simple, a malware is a software. Simple thing that you're going to tell, a malware is a software. Okay, so it is intentionally it will be designed to cause a damage for a computer. Okay, so what is a malware means? So examples for that particular malwares, it will be nothing but a virus, worms, Trojan horses, okay, ransomware are all called as a malwares. Okay, so this is the basic funda that you need to know regarding this particular malware operations. So then 94% of the malwares is delivered via email itself only. The phishing attacks accounts for more than 80% of the reported security incidents here. Okay, what do you mean by phishing? The phishing attack, it's one of the important thing in the cryptographic terms that we're going to tell phishing attacks, maximum attacks it will going to happen with respect to this phishing attack itself only. Now the advances of internet and we are using many things here. So these phishing attacks have become common now. Okay, it's a fraudulent attempt here. What do you mean by phishing attacks? It's a fraudulent attempt to obtain this sensitive information or data from the other party. So that is called as phishing attacks. Okay, fraudulent in attempt that you're going to do those particular things. That is called phishing attacks. So its percentage is very much high, 80% here. Okay, so the next statistics, it is very important here. So $17,700 is lost every minute due to these phishing attacks. In every minute means per hour or per day. So how much of amount that the individuals are losing. So you can see the hackers plays a very vital role with respect to this phishing attack itself only. Okay, so then the attacks on IoT devices tripled in first half of 2019. So because why it has been tripled? Because the companies will going to give the prerequisite security operations. So with the help of that brute force attack, they can easily identify that. Okay, so yes, this will be the username and this will be the password, because we know that, because we are installing that particular thing without any configuration. They're going to install that and you can easily guess that particular thing. So those kind of an attacks are called as a brute force attack. Okay, so that is also very important. Next, here is another statistics here. IoT malware attacks in the year 2019. So see how the exponential growth it has been taken place. So this data that I got from the internet itself only. So global IoT malware attacks means so it has been given by Sony Qual data here. See in the year 2019, so it has been tripled, or it has been 7 times high or 5 times high than that the previous 2018 operations, because the number of IoT devices also it has been increased. Okay, the number of users also it has been increased. Okay, now data is gold. Data is worth diamond, because that is the importance of data. Because for every analysis that you require data, if you are not giving the appropriate security for that particular IoT device, okay, so then the attacks it will going to be taken place, and the data, whatever the data, the original data, it will be lost. So this is one of the statistics which has been taken place here. Okay, then next comes, okay, so before this particular IoT vulnerabilities here, now small statistics here, 2 points here. The IoT device market anticipated to reach 1.1 trillion by 2026. So previously it was in millions itself only. By 2026 it will be in terms of trillions itself only. The global healthcare market, so it can reach until 14 billion operations. So these are all nothing but the statistics which are there with respect to this particular IoT operations. Okay, so now in this particular IoT, security and privacy are more important issue. Security as well as an privacy operation, because of we are using billions of millions or thousands of devices that you are using. Security and privacy plays a very vital role with respect to that particular operations. So now, what are the vulnerabilities that the IoT places? Okay, so if you see, so I have mentioned 6 different vulnerabilities which are there here. If you keep this thing in check, such that you can tell your particular device that you are using, it is secure. Okay, so we're going to see, I'm going to name all these 6 operations here. First, weak, guessable or hard-coded passwords. Okay, weak, guessable or hard-coded passwords. As the name itself only, it will going to suggest that the most IoT devices which will going to come into with respect to the basic credentials. So which are the particular basic credentials? First one, it will be username, and second, it will be the password. So that will be provided by the manufacturer itself only, the initial stage. It will be test 1, 2, 3. The username, it will be test, or it will be 1, 2, 3 operation, such that so one who is going to install that particular IoT devices, if he'll going to keep the same thing, means so that it is very weak operation, because if you go and installs in the second operation, so there also it will be the same operation, because the provider, the service provider or the manufacturer, they can't give unique passwords here. They're going to give the general password itself only. So these default credentials may often publicly available, and it can be easily broken. Okay, so what kind of an attack? So for those, if you can attack those kind of things, it's called as an brute force attacks here. Okay, so the responsibility of the IT administrators, so you should set up the login criteria before deploying in the live environment. Okay, you need to configure that. You need to give the different password, and you need to configure that such that so it will not be vulnerable. So that is the first and foremost thing with respect to this IoT vulnerabilities. So it may be for any device. I am not concentrating on any one particular device. It may be for any device. So it is the roles and it is the responsibility of the IT administration. One who will going to deploy that. So he plays a very vital role. Okay, the company, they're going to give general operations. And second one is insecure network services. Okay, so it is also one of the important vulnerabilities that the IoT it will going to face here. Okay, one of the core features of these IoT devices in okay, so the network capabilities that allows the endpoint to communicate among themselves. Okay, so endpoint means from one particular end to another particular end, because the IoT devices, it will be scattered here. Okay, so it will be connected securely through internet connections. Okay, so when this insecure network it will be running on this device, means the sensitive information, it will be compromised. Okay, and authentication process, it will be bypassed. So for that reason itself only, authentication plays a very vital role in this particular IoT operations. Okay, and the third one, unhealthy ecosystem interferences here. Unhealthy IoT ecosystems here. So it will be integrated with the centralized management platform. Okay, so there unknowingly if introduces the security operations for vulnerabilities at the application layer. So here we'll go to concentration with respect to the application layers here. So what are the things that it will be compromised with respect to these unhealthy ecosystem interfaces? So here we'll be compromising with respect to authentication. Okay, and weak encryption protocols that it will be used here. Okay, unoptimized input and output filtering operations, so which are present with respect to this unhealthy ecosystem interferences here. Okay, so next, the fourth operation is, okay, so inefficient update mechanisms. Okay, so this happens in not only in IoT, it will going to happen in mobiles, it will going to happen with respect to your desktops or whatever it may be, because you'll be using those particular devices. Okay, so whether if you're using this particular IoT operations here, okay, the companies must be able to send the real-time updates to each endpoints. Okay, it's the responsibility of the company, so they should be made sure that that particular update it is available, and they should pass on, because you are using that particular internet itself only. Okay, so without trusting the firmware validation, so the patch delivery or security monitoring operations, so those are all the things that they should keep in check, okay, for this particular update operation. Okay, so this is also very important, because if you are running with respect to the old particular patch itself only, and it will be sending, okay, no need to update that, but anyhow it is sending that. If you update that, means once again, okay, we need to update with respect to the hardware consideration also. Okay, that should not be the case. Okay, so the updates, it should be sent regularly. Okay, next, the fifth one operation here, lack of privacy protections here. Okay, so the IoT devices often collect and stores the user personal informations. Yes, that is very important here. Okay, so when the hackers are able to bypass those particular thing, okay, so the privacy it will be halted, and so no sensitive informations or whatever information with respect to that, it will be stolen and it will be leveraged, okay, to steal the sensitive data unless it is properly secured. So that is the fifth point. So that is very important with respect to this privacy protections operations. The last important operation, improper data transfer and storage. Okay, so the most robust IoT equipment, okay, that can be exploited by without failing. So you should use that particular encrypting of data with respect to the ecosystem. What kind of an ecosystem that you are using here? Okay, the information, it may be a sensitive information or it may be a non-sensitive information. Okay, so once if it is stolen from that particular devices, means it's of waste. Okay, so because main operation of this particular vulnerability is nothing but you are using an encryption algorithm. So how you going to use that particular encryption algorithm for transferring of data from one particular point to another particular point? So that plays a very vital role. Okay, so if you see with respect to the companies nowadays, the IoT is in catchword now, because IoT is in catchword, so which is generally for IT connected cases, because there are three important aspects with respect to this IT operations here. The first one is, okay, cyber physical system. Second one is cyber transport system. Third one, it will be machine to machine interaction operations here. Okay, so these are all the three important operations which are there with respect to industry perspectives here. And what are the things that you need to keep in check with respect to these IoT operations? The first one is authentication, second one is confidentiality, and third one is integrity. So these are all the three important ACI. Okay, ACI are nothing but three important things that you need to keep into consideration. Okay, means this three important words, it is a cryptographic word that you are using. Okay, so that can be used with respect to this IoT operations also. So this is very important with respect to this IoT operations. So vulnerabilities, if you keep all these 6 points into check, such that okay, so you can counter that particular security aspects with respect to this IoT operations. Okay, now I told, so these are all nothing but the different devices that could be vulnerable. So whether you have used these particular devices, means yes, then I'm going to tell, yes, thermostat is the first particular thing, so it can be vulnerable. IoT device, it can be vulnerable. Next, watches and fitness monitors here. Okay, the smart watches that you are using now. Okay, so to check, okay, so what is your calories, how much calories that you have burnt, how many steps that you have, because that is nothing but the sensitive information that it should be with you itself only, that you can orally send with tell to others. But whether it is vulnerable, yes, that is also vulnerable. The third operation is smart cars. Okay, so who is doing this particular smart cars now? The Google is now the Google, they are doing this particular smart cars with respect to driverless entry. Okay, so these particular things, so that is called the third important IoT vulnerabilities that it is available. The fourth one is with respect to the IT. Okay, with respect to the health operations here. Okay, the wireless pacemaker and other implemented devices with respect to monitoring of health. IoT plays a very vital role in that particular thing also. So that is also vulnerable. Okay, and finally the biometrics. Biometrics. So now if you are using this biometrics in your colleges or to entry and exit points also, so that is also in one of the IoT devices that is also vulnerable. So these are nothing but different devices that we are using one way or the other way, that we are using in our day-to-day lives, so which is vulnerable. Okay, so each and every thing that we're going to see in detail how they are vulnerable. Okay, the first one is thermostat. Whether it is vulnerable, yes, as that I already told in the previous slides itself only, no particular system it's 100% secure. Okay, so now we're going to see this particular thermostat operation. So this diagram, if you see this particular diagram, so the components which senses the temperature of physical system and performs the actions of that particular temperature and maintain nearby desired set points here. Okay, so in your particular ACs and all, so there also the thermostats plays a very vital role here. The thermostats are used in any devices. Okay, so it is not mentioned that we should use in one particular device itself only. It can be used in many devices. The system that heats and cools at that temperature operations, for examples, in buildings, heating, centralized heating, air conditioning operations, okay, HVAC systems, water heaters. So wherever there is a term called heating and cooling operations, so there the thermostat plays a very important role. The most important IoT devices that the household thermostat, it is vulnerable by default, because it is vulnerable by default by proving that the information or loss of home invasion. Okay, the additional damages are highly denied services information for social engineering across the devices in general. See, because the sensitive information they're going to control using externally itself only, so whether these particular things will be happening. So this is also one of the important vulnerability with respect to this particular thermostat operations. Next comes, so the smart watches. Okay, in the smart watches and fitness monitors here. Okay, so this is also vulnerable. So IoT plays a very vital role with respect to this also here. The risk of potential security. So what are these particular security operations? See, the watches, it will be in your hand itself only. So with the help of that you can see whether what is your heart rate which is going on. Okay, so how many steps that you have climbed. Okay, so what are the other health care apps which are available in your mobile phones also. Okay, so due to that particular lack of security operations, so that is also vulnerable for data theft. What is your say heart rate? So for analysis of different individuals, so if it is theft, that theft it has been taken place means, so nobody can because no, if other individuals, if they know regarding what are your health reports and all means, it's a waste, because it should be known only to the doctor as well as for you itself only. Okay, a new study with respect to the security vulnerabilities of fitness tracks. Okay, with respect to the health technology, sensors need to be further building and safeguards to protect your data. Okay, regarding your fitness devices here. Okay, so this plays a very important. So where we will going to use this particular thing, Fitbit operations regarding the health industry is here. Okay, whether this that you are using in your day-to-day lives, yes, you are using this fitness monitors or watches in your day-to-day lives, and it is vulnerable. Next operation here, the smart cars. Okay, so the high funda people, they'll be using this particular smart cars. So with the help of these IoT devices, they're going to make a replica copy and they're going to open those particular cars, and then the cars, it will be theft. Okay, so that is also very much vulnerable, because the company, they're going to take basic security concepts, basic security concerns here, but they're not going to go in detail regarding that particular cars and all. Okay, so because the new built are defenses in mind, never built the defenses, what are the things, the theft operations, they're not going to keep those things into mind. They're going to tell, yes, keyless entry. Okay, nobody can enter. If you go to the 5 meters or 6 meters in the radius of the car, so you can easily open that. Otherwise, you can't open that. So if you have a those kind of a facility, so there will be a flaw with respect to that also. Okay, so there will be a potential weakness with respect to those particular things also. In the smart car, it's a great information system. So the hackers exploit those particular vulnerabilities, override those particular security features, and the car, it will be theft. Okay, so those kind of things that we're going to see in our movies and all. Okay, so they're going to steal that particular car and they're going to take, but you'll be having those particular keys itself only. So those things means general things, security concerns, that you're going to keep it to check, and other things. Okay, so the robber, they're going to simply they're going to exploit those particular vulnerabilities, they're going to take and they're going to go off. So this is nothing but another particular vulnerability issues with respect to this particular IoT operations. Next, biometrics. So this will be very helpful for you itself only. See here, because the security holes are typical examples for this particular vulnerabilities. As the vulnerabilities of biometric authentication, what is the use of this particular biometric? So the basic purpose of this particular biometrics to make authentic. Okay, the authentic user, he is being present, authentic user. Okay, okay, spoofing with others is the typical one. Spoofing with respect to the other is nothing but a typical vulnerabilities which is present with respect to this biometric operation. You can overcome that particular thing. So these are all specific attacks methods of creating and presenting the artifacts with respect to some parts leaving human body on the same way operations. So this biometric also, it is vulnerable with respect to this particular IoT operations. Okay, so these are all nothing but the fitness operations, the smart cars vulnerabilities, okay, as well as the biometrics vulnerabilities are nothing but the different vulnerabilities which is available and which is present in this particular operations here. Okay, So now we're going to see how you can overcome that. So until now that I have told the vulnerabilities itself, only this vulnerability like that. I told the different vulnerabilities which are present with respect to the IoT devices itself only, and then how you can overcome those particular things. So these are nothing but the most popular security vulnerabilities that you can overcome that. Build your infrastructure with security in mind. Okay, your own infrastructure with a proper security, with a proper username and passwords. Don't give the default username and passwords. So you should give your different the infrastructure, whatever the infrastructure that you're going to keep in mind. So you should keep an sophisticated infrastructure such a way that so others, the invaders, it should not come and it should not creep into your particular system. So that is the first and foremost thing. Second one, never use hard-coded credentials. Okay, so the credentials, the username and as well as the passwords that you're going to use, okay, it should not be a simple thing. Okay, it should be a complicated thing that you're going to use here. So that is all the second important thing that you need to keep into consideration while using this particular security vulnerability operations here. Think about using an API safety, okay, application program interference safety. Keeping that into consideration means so it will be unique such that that particular system, if you are using that API safety means so that particular system, whatever the system that you are using, it will be safe. Ensure physical security. Okay, the devices that you are using or that you are deployed in any particular hostile environment means make sure that that particular device is secure. If the device itself is the theft, it has been taken place means no. Okay, so what is the use of that particular IoT that you are using? The physical security plays a very vital role in IoT operations. Okay, so the logical security or any other particular security, so that you can give whether your device is safe. If your device itself is not safe means what is the use of that? Okay, if ATM machine is present, you can withdraw that. If ATM machine itself only, if the theft it has been taken place means, so what is the use of that? So that is the fourth and most important thing here. Identify each device. Okay, so there will be a unique ID, it will be given to the each device. So with the help of that particular device, you need to identify, okay, from which particular device that you are gathering the data and how you're going to process that particular data, whether that particular data, whether that particular device is active or whether it is inactive, or a serious concerns any particular malware activities it has been taken place with respect to that particular device. So that is one of the important things that you need to keep into consideration. And fourth one, use digital certificates, because digital certificates are nothing but those certificates that with the using of those certificates itself only the cryptographic algorithms plays a vital role. Okay, so there are service providers who will going to give the digital certificates, so you need to use those particular digital certificates timingly. You need to upgrade to those particular digital certificates. Okay, so then only the communication or the deployment of the IoT devices, whatever the devices that you have placed, so it will be very helpful, okay, for your research or to monitor or to process any point of things. So this also plays a very vital role. So these are all nothing but the 6 important or very important popular security vulnerabilities that you can overcome. Okay, so be careful regarding this particular thing. So each and everything so that you know, but you should place that in an appropriate manner. Okay, so next we're going to see the IoT, the next generation. Okay, so until now that I have told regarding this particular thing itself only, the next generation operation with respect to the x-axis as well as the y-axis here. So they have taken 2010, 2015 and 2020 operations. Okay, now we are in 2021 operations. Okay, so you see, if you see the devices which are there here, so in terms of billions that they have mentioned here, billions of devices. So by 2020. So in previously I told 36 billion operation. See in 2020 operations, so 50 billion smart objects. Okay, that it will be present. So where you will be using those particular smart objects? So there is no one particular field here. So it will be deployed and you will be using in all the operations here. Okay, so in thermal operations. Okay, the wind energy. Okay, in hello. While using trains, okay, in smart cars, in electricity, okay, whether if you are using an electricity, the smart home, the smart entertainment operations here, okay, so they in the movie industry operations, so irrespective of the fields, okay, so you'll be using these particular IoT devices. So whether these while using this particular IoT devices, so can we provide the appropriate IP address? Yes, we are thanks to IPv6. So you can give the IP addresses also. Whether the system it will be faster for those particular things. Okay, the sincere answer and the correct answer it will be yes, it will be faster. So how much faster it will be with respect to the traditional systems? So it will be 5 times faster the electricity as well as with respect to the telephony operations, because of the technological advances which are coming now. Okay, so it will be that much of faster. So I am not concentrating with respect to the radiations, how much radiations with respect to this IoT it will going to produce. I am not going into in detail regarding those particular things. Okay, so I am telling only with respect to this particular security operation. So if there are 50 billion objects which are present here, and those particular 50 billion objects which are producing data every second, and it will be sending to the centralized server. Okay, so then whether the security plays a very vital role here? Yes, it plays a very vital role here. So you need to keep all those particular vulnerabilities. How you are going to overcome those particular vulnerabilities for this particular 50 billion smart objects here? Okay, see, from now onwards, data, the technical advances with respect to the data science, machine learning, deep learning operations and all, data plays a very vital role there. Okay, why? If I tell a simple example with respect to the machine learning operations means, so I want data set. Okay, so how you want to collect the data set? So with the help of this particular IoT, okay, so you can collect that particular thing, and then you can tell, so with the help of the 50 billion devices that have collected this particular data, so you can use that thing with respect to this machine learning algorithm or deep learning algorithms, and you can predict what will be the next thing. Okay, see, from the past 6 months I have collected this much of data, so the efficacy rate is this much. For the next 6 months I can predict, so this much of thing it will going to happen. So for there, the IoT plays a very vital role here. Okay, next operations, IoT for next generation networks. Okay, how it will be done with respect to the next generation operation? The IoT is categorized by usage of smart solutions, because nowadays hard work it will not going to prevail, the smart work it will going to prevail here. So with embedded intelligence, and the edge relies on high connectivity. See, the term called high connectivity is very important. If you are using any particular IoT device which is very slow in nature, then it is collecting data, so you're not going to use those particular IoT devices here. So it should be a highly connectivity, processing capability of edge devices, because the devices that you're going to place in the grounds or any other particular thing, it should be capable of handling real-time analysis. Okay, it should update. Okay, means upgradation also it is very important, the software upgradations. So those things, keeping speed, connectivity, okay, and then processing operations, all those things you need to keep into consideration for this particular IoT. So then the data, whatever the data that you're going to fetch, so that will be very important, and you can communicate with respect to those things also. Next, the IoT will be extend today's internet much faster, connecting wide spectrum of devices. Okay, so which are that particular wide spectrum of devices? Will not be concentrating on one device that I already mentioned with respect to here. So here, so different devices for car, whether you will be using one sensors? No, for one operation you will be using a different sensors here. Okay, for keyless operation you will be using one sensor. Okay, so to switch on, to switch off, okay, to switch on light, to switch off light. Okay, so like that, for different jobs, different sensors that you're going to use. For that reason itself only, the sensors it will be very high. Okay, so that it is present here. That I already mentioned in the previous slide itself only in the diagram. So how many devices here? 50 billion devices, 60 billion devices. Okay, it will be connected here. So which include critical devices like car, pacemakers, electrical grids. Okay, so why we are using that term called electrical grids here? Because if nobody is present in electrical grid operations, okay, so for smart homes and all, you'll be using this particular IoT, electrical as well as your IP, both integrated, and you're going to use in those particular devices itself only. So these are all nothing but the next generation things. It will going to happen with respect to your IoT. Next, OWASP. Okay, so this is very important here. What do you mean by this OWASP? Okay, so Open Web Application Security Project. Okay, so there are 10 different aspects which are present here, but I am concentrating only on 5 because the topic that we have selected, so it will be having the demands, it will be for 5 itself only. Okay, so when your 5 important concepts that you're going to keep into consideration here. Okay, so see here, the first one is insecure web interface. Okay, second one, insufficient authentication and authorization. Okay, how you're going to overcome those particular things. Third one, insecure network services. Okay, so whether you are the network services, whatever the services that you are using, it is secured or it is not secured. Okay, so you're going to keep that thing into aspect. Fourth one, lack of transparent encryption algorithm. Okay, so what kind of an encryption algorithm that you are using, that I'm going to tell later here. And fifth one, privacy concerns operations. So these are all the 5 important things that we're going to see with respect to this open web application security projects here. Okay, so we're going to see each and everything. So it is available in the internet itself only with the help of the tables that I'm going to tell. So it is distinguished with respect to 6 different aspects, how we are using that, and what are the checklist that you're going to see to overcome those particular things, operations. Okay, first one, insecure web interface operations here. So they have broadly classified into 6 different aspects: the threat agents, attack vectors, security weaknesses, technical impacts. Based on all these 4 impacts, what will be the impact it will be happening with respect to the business operations. So all those things, what are the weaknesses which are there here, how it is going to impact, okay, those particular things, and what are the things that you can overcome using that. So we're going to see the first operation, threat agents here. So it will be with respect to the application specific operations here. So anyone who can access to the web interface, okay, including internal and external users. Web interface including internal as well as for external operations. So web interface, it is very much essential not only for IoT devices, for your desktops, laptops, there also it plays a very vital role here. Web interfaces here. So the attacker uses the weak credentials. So what are the particular weak credentials here? Weak credentials is in the sense nothing but the passwords. Okay, predictable passwords that you're going to give here. So those are all nothing but the weak credentials which are present here. And then enumerators accounts to access those particular web interface. The attack could come from external or from the internal users. Means external users and internal users means internal users within an organization or within a particular group. So they are called as an internal users. The external users means outside users. Okay, so they can use those particular things. Okay, so that is the attack vectors operation. Then you're going to see with respect to the security weaknesses here. So what are the security weaknesses that you're going to keep into consideration? An insecure web interface can be present when issues can with respect to the account enumeration, okay, lack of account lockouts, weak credentials, username and passwords which are present here. Okay, insecure web interfaces are prevalent as intent. So the interfaces exposed only to the internal network. However, threats, it will be from the not only from the internal users, it will be from the external users also. Okay, so how you can what are the security weaknesses? That cross-site scripting operations. So this is very important here. Cross-site scripting, how it will be operated, that I'll go to tell later here. Next, what are the technical impact? So it will be a severe impact. It will going to happen because of these weak credentials, because of this cross-site scripting operation here. So you're going to lose the data. Okay, the lack of accountability, the lack of denial of access to the computing device. So everything it will be lost. So if these are all nothing but the different vulnerabilities, it will going to be taken place here. The business, it will be taking a huge hit. Okay, the impact purely secured web interfaces that could lead to compromised, okay, devices along with the compromised customers, because you need to compromise with each and everything. You need to compromise with respect to the application specific operations, attacks, security weaknesses. So in each and every step, if you are trying to if you are trying to interact with all those things means, and finally, so the business also, it will be impacting severely. So now, to overcome all those things, so these are all nothing but the checklist that you need to keep with respect to web interference operations here. Account enumeration, so that is one of the important consideration that you need to keep into account with respect to this particular web interference operations here. Weak default credentials, because weak default credentials means giving improper username, okay, so not giving the correct username or correct password operations. So that is very important with respect to this particular weak default credentials operations. Credentials export in network traffic, okay, so not giving any particular credentials, so it will be exposed with respect to the open traffic, network traffic itself only. So that is also very much checklist that you need to keep into consideration while with respect to this web interference operations here. And the fourth operation is cross-site scripting operation. So this cross-site scripting means it's one of the serious security vulnerabilities typically which will be found with respect to this web application. Example, how this particular cross-site scripting operations it will be done. See, the attacker could send the victim a misleading email. Okay, it will going to send a misleading email, so which link contains the malicious script. Okay, so if you want to, you'll be thinking that, so that will be authenticated link, it is present here. You're going to click that particular link, so that particular information, it will be hacked. So this is one of the most popular thing and most sensitive thing it is going to happen nowadays with respect to this IoT security operations here. Cross-site scripting operations. And the fifth one is SQL injection, sequential query language injection, scripting operations here, man-in-middle attack, it will going to be taken place here. Okay, so there will be two communicating parties which will be present here, sender A and sender B. Sender A and sender B will be thinking that, okay, so their communication, it is secured and they're going to share their passwords also. But in between that, there will be a third person who will be sitting and he will be silently will be gathering the information, whatever the information it will be sending from A. So he's going to fetch that information, he's going to alter that particular information, and he's going to send to that particular information to B. So that is called scripting operation with respect to SQL injection operation. This SQL injection technique, so it may destroy your database also. So this is also very important thing. It is one of the web hacking techniques. So it can destroy your database. So this is one of the operations it will be. Then session management. So with respect to one particular session, how we are using those particular session, okay, session logout, it has been taken place, okay. So in that particular web instance, so that is important operation. Account lockout, okay. So this particular account lockout means, so if you are giving invalid username and passwords, okay, so for 2 to 3 times if you give means your account it will be locked. So best example that I can give for this particular operation means, if you are using your mobile banking or your internet banking operation, okay, 3 failed attempts, okay, if you give 3 wrong password means your account it will be locked and you can't use those particular things. So these are all nothing but the checklist that you need to keep to insecure web instances. You need to keep all this particular thing into account operations. Okay, next, second one, insufficient authentication and authorization. So this is the second aspect. It is very important aspect here. Okay, so it is also 6 aspects which are present here: threat agents, attack vectors, security weaknesses, like that. So for authentication and as well as for authorization, okay, so consider anyone who can access to the web interface. Anyone you can access to the web interface. It may be a web interface, it may be a mobile interface, or it may be a cloud interface, including the users. It may be an internal user or it may be an external user. So you are with respect to the application specific operation that you are dealing here. Okay, next, the attacker uses weak passwords here. That I already told. Weak passwords, which are that particular weak passwords means the passwords that will be given by the company itself only. The manufacturer will going to give those particular things, or you will be giving that giving your name itself only for that particular day. Okay. And second one thing, if you are giving any username and password, so that is the first and foremost thing. And third, the password recovery operation plays a very vital role, not only here, in all the aspects, in IoT operations or in mobile or with respect to your desktop operations or whatever it may be, because there will be a chance of forgetting the password. So with the help of that particular password recovery mechanisms also, okay, so that also poorly protected credentials or lack of gesture access control for a particular interference. Okay, so that is also important thing that you need to keep. Attack could come from external or from an internal users also, because if everything is weak means, so it the attack, it will be from an internal user or it may be from an external user operation. So that is the attack vector operation. And what are the security weaknesses which are there with respect to this? Authentication and authorization. See here, the authentication may not be sufficient when weak passwords are used and poorly protected. So it is very much there in all the aspects here. Insufficient authentication and authorization will prevent, as it is assumed that the interfaces will only be exploited with respect to the internal users or with respect to the external users operation. See, many issues which are there with respect to this authentication and organization, easy to discover when examining the interface manually. Okay, so that is one of the security weaknesses with respect to this authentication and authorization operation. Okay. Then the technical impacts, what are the technical impacts which are there with respect to the here? Okay, data loss, it will going to be taken place here. Corruption, it will going to happen. Denial of service, it will be denial of services, those kind of things, it will be happening with respect to this technical impacts here. And finally, so all the data, it will be stolen, it will be modified, and it will be hampered also. So these are all nothing but the operations, it will be insufficient operations, it will be done with respect to this authentication and authorization. Next, what are the checklist that you can overcome those particular things? Okay, so for each and every particular thing, so we have made a checklist here. So the checklist, lack of password complexity, because whenever if you are giving any particular password means it should be an alphanumeric or it should be in special characters. Okay, like that you should give your passwords. Okay, so second one, poorly protected credentials. Okay, the credentials that you are using means it should be secured. Okay, so that is the second and most important thing here. Third one is lack of two-factor authentication. Okay, so whenever if you are transferring any particular data in your mobile application, there will be two-factor authentications. What are the particular two-factor authentication means? One will be giving your password, okay, giving the username and password. Second one is whatever the OTP that you're going to get from the mobile. So that is called as a two-factor authentication. And insecure means unsecured password recovery operation. So this is very important, because to recover that particular password also, it should also be secured. If it is insecure means then you can't access those particular things. So that is one of the most important checklist that you need to keep into consideration. Okay. Next, privilege escalation and lack of role-based access control, because you need to specify roles for particular individuals. Okay, so if there are no clarity, if you are given for that particular users means, then it is of waste operation. Okay, this is very important with respect to your checklist for authentication and authorization. So lack of password complexity, poorly protected credentials, two-factor authentication, recovery strategy, insecure password recovery operations, and lack of role-based access control. Okay, if you keep all these things in check, the authentication and authorization, okay, so you can overcome those particular things. Next, the third and most important thing with respect to your IoT operations is insecure network services. Okay, the 6 factors which are already present here. So consider, we'll want to see the network services. See very carefully here, network. Okay, how you're going to connect, whether your particular network, if it is secured or not secured. If it is secured means what are the security algorithms that you have kept, that you are taken into consideration. Now you see here, consider anyone who has access to the device via network connection, because network connection means internet connection. It plays a very vital role with respect to your IoT operations, including external and internal users. It may be, he may be an external user or he may be an internal user. They are application specific, it will be common. Next, attack vectors here. Okay, so these attackers are vulnerable, so because of the device itself are bound attacks of the device, whether we are using within the device or whether you are using an outside the device. Okay, it can be vulnerable. The third operation here, the security weaknesses here. Okay, what are the important security weaknesses that you're going to see here? Insecure network may be susceptible, okay, to buffer overflow attacks or attacks on the criteria of denial of service condition, leaving a device incapable to users. Now we're going to see this important security denial of service attacks here. So what do you mean by this denial of service? When a service, when the server, it will be bombarded with an unwanted request, it can't serve the original request. So those kind of an attacks, security weaknesses, it will going to happen with respect to this network security operations here. Okay, so now the insecure network services can often detected by automated tools such as scanners and fuzzers. Okay, so this is the third operations here. Then the technical impacts here. The insecure network services can result in data loss. So it will go to happen in all the different stages itself. Data loss, the denial of service for, or the felicitation of attacks on other devices. So this denial of service attack, it's common not only with respect to the IoT devices, it is for computer networks operations or for wired communication or with respect to the wireless communication. So this also plays a very vital role. And finally, the business impacts. Consider the business, the impacts of devices which has been redundant unless the denial of service attack, or it will be facilitated with respect to the devices on the network. It could be customer device or it can be any other devices, it will be hampered. So these are all the things that you need to keep. So the key takeaways with respect to these insecure network services is DOS attacks. Okay, denial of service attack operations. Now, what are the checkpoints that you need to keep into considerations? Okay, so such that these particular network issues, it can be easily solved. Okay, so the security services which are provided by the service provider, it is vulnerable. You need to overcome that vulnerabilities with the help of this particular thing operations. As I already mentioned, the buffer overflow. Okay, so why? With the help of this buffer overflow itself only, if the size, the storage operation, if it is very much low, okay, the overflow operations, it will be taken place here. Open ports via, okay, point to PNP, okay, point to network operations, that it will be taken place with respect to this. So this is also one of the important checkpoints, checklist that you need to be taken into consideration. Okay, exploitable UDP service means user datagram protocol services here. Okay, exploitable. So user datagram protocol means it itself is an unreliable protocol here. Okay, so that also the checklist that you need to keep into considerations, and that have function. So this is one of the important and very much crucial operation, the denial of service operation. Okay, so when the server, it will be bombarded with unwanted request, it can't serve the original request. Okay, it will be the replica copy with the help of the malware itself only. This attack, it will be taken place here such that it can't serve the original operations. So this DOS attack, it will be using fuzzing operations with respect to the device. Okay, so these are all the checklist that you need to keep into consideration. Next, lack of transport encryption operation. So what do you mean by the term called encryption? The scrambled information, the information that is unreadable information. Okay, so with the help of any particular certain permutation and combinations, that we will be using this particular encryption operation here. Lack of transport encryption here. So here also the 6 different factors that we're going to take into consideration here. The first one is, consider anyone who has to access to the network. He may be connected as an internal or he may be an external users. Okay, the attacker uses lack of transport encryption via being passed by the network. he'll be using those particular things. The attacker could be an external, or here also it may be an internal operations here. Okay, so now the encryption allows the data to be viewed and it is traveled over a local network in the internet, via internet itself only. This lack of transport encryption is prevalent over network, and it can be easily assumed the network traffic will not be widely visible over the cases of local operations here. See, the automated tools that can be used for proper implementation of common transport encryption, such as SSL, secure socket layer, as well as an TLS operations. So these are all one of the important lack of transport encryption operations, so that it will be taken place with respect to your IoT operation. So what will the impact of the technical issues? It will be a severe impact. It will going to be happen here. So the lack of transport encryption can result in the severe data loss, and defending the data exposed, it could lead to complete compromise of devices and the user accounts that you are using. Okay, so any accounts, if any of the data that it is present, okay, if you are not using any particular encryption algorithms for those particular thing, so the information theft, it will going to happen, and the user account details also it will be shown. Okay, so the business impact of those exposed data travels across various networks. Okay, so it will be harmed using those, or it will be exposed. So these are all the checklists that you need to keep into consideration here. So unencrypted services via internet, if you are using those particular unencrypted services, okay, via internet, or unencrypted services via local also, okay, you need to use encrypted services so such a way that so you can overcome that. So network and poorly implemented of secure socket layer, or misconfigured of secure socket layer, because while implementing that particular secure socket layer in different levels, you need to keep those particular encryption algorithm into consideration, and you need to properly configure those particular SSL operation. Then only the data, it will be secured and it will be easily accessed. Okay, so this is the checklist here. And finally, the privacy concerns here. Okay, so regarding this particular privacy operations, okay, so consider anyone who can access the device itself or network device. It can be connected to mobile applications, or it may be connected to cloud. It may be an external operation, or it may be an internal operations here. So we, in the context of attacking operations here, the multiple vectors such as insufficient authentication. Okay, so the second issue that I am lack of transport encryption. The fourth issue, okay, insecure network services. The fourth operations here, okay, the personal data which is not being properly protected. Okay, the attacker could externally, okay, who will be the attacker? He will be an external attacker, or it may be an internal attacker. See, the second operation and fourth operation plays a very vital role here. Okay, and then what are the security weaknesses that you're going to keep into consideration? The privacy concern generated by the collection of personal data, in addition to the lack of proper protection of data here. The automated tools that can look into these particular patterns indicate the collection of personal data. It will be a sensitive data which will be taken into considerations here. Okay, the technical impacts here. What are the technical impacts that you're going to see here? The personal data, along with lack of protection, the data can lead to the compromise of user personal data here. Okay, so it will be severely impacting with respect to the business operations here. The unnecessarily or isn't properly protected data, which it will be present here, it will be stolen, and the customer will be harmed heavily with respect to this particular privacy concern operations. So these are all nothing but the important things, the privacy concerns that you need to take into considerations here. Okay, so be careful regarding this particular operations here. Okay, so the checklist with respect to these particular operations. So keeping the appropriate security operations, privacy concerns that you need to keep into operations, and the fourth as well as the second operation, the insecure network data protections. You should use different algorithms for those particular privacy concerns operations. Then finally, we're going to see, until now we have seen the vulnerabilities, how we're going to overcome particular vulnerabilities. We told that how we have to overcome those particular vulnerabilities. Now, finally, what is IoT security? How we're going to use those particular IoT securities, and which are all nothing but the cryptographic algorithms that you are using with respect to this IoT security. The communication attackers on data transmitted between IoT devices and the servers. Okay, so where you're going to provide the security, whether you will be providing the security for only IoT devices or whether you will be providing the security only for the servers. Okay, between that particular communications also, okay, the data it need to be transmitted. Okay, so that is also first important thing that you're going to look into this particular IoT security. Next, the life cycle attacks on IoT devices as it changes hands from user to maintenance operation, because you need to go from one particular node to another particular node, from then to another particular node, then to an server, then to an, okay, so like that it need to go with respect to that. And then attacks on device software. Yes, it is also with respect to the device, what inside that, what kind of software that you are using. So there also attacks it can take place. Then the physical attacks which directly targets the chip in the device. So this that we need to safeguard those particular devices itself. If device itself only it is not present means, so how you can overcome those particular things. Okay, then okay, so the important point that we're going to look into now here, the 5 most important algorithms that you are used in IoT, the encryption algorithm that you are using in particular IoT operations. Okay, so these are all nothing but the names, the broad names that you have already know regarding this particular security operations. So first one stands for DES, second one stands for AES, the third one stands for, okay, triple DES means 3 DES, okay, means 3 times the DES operations that it will go. So they are all nothing but the famous algorithms that they are in use now, and the RSA algorithm. Okay, so in the left, right, and center, all the way that you are using this particular RSA encryption operation. Why you are using this particular RSA encryption operation? Because integer factorization is very difficult to crack. So for that reason itself only, okay, you'll be using this particular RSA encryption and the two-phase encryption algorithm that you are using this particular operation. So we're going to see insight regarding this particular DS, ADS, triple DS, RSA and all. Okay, so how this particular, the DS will be using the same key for encryption as well as for decryption, because the both the side, the sender as well as with the receiver have the same private key. Okay, so later it is also known as an symmetric key encryption, the DES that we are speaking now here. Okay, it's in a very old, very important and very old algorithm here, the DES operation. It is less secure compared to that of your AES operation, because it was the first algorithm. So they have introduced after that itself only the advanced encryption scheme that came into existence here. Okay, so then it is used in the US defense operations and all. So it is available everywhere, AES operations. Then comes advanced encryption standard. Okay, so this AES algorithms, it's an uses single encryption key for varying lengths. It will not be using one particular length. It will be using single encryption keys for different varying lengths here. Okay, the AES algorithm concentrates on single blocks of data. It will be concentrating on blocks of data and re-encrypts it 10 to 14 times. Okay, depending upon the key length. If key length is low, the data re-encryptions it will be low. So what will be the block size? Because we're going to discuss in terms of blocks itself only. The block size, it will be 128 bits, or it will be in 192 bits, or it will be in 256 based on the user requirements. Okay, so this is very different from this particular DES standards. Okay, third one is triple DES. So this algorithm, as the name itself, it will going to suggest that. So 3 times the operation that the DES operation that we'll be using here. This algorithm type, it will be computerized cryptography. So each block data receives in 3 phases here. It will be received in 3 phases. So the operations key length, okay, so it will be identical to that of your advanced encryption standards itself only. And the third one is, okay, so not third one, the fourth one is the RSA encryption operation. This RSA comes from the three important founders that you know, Ravish Shamir and Adelman Operations. It's in public key encryption technologies. Okay, so it is accomplished for, it is used widely. It is used widely operations. So the user sends the encrypted information without having previously, without no need to know the previous knowledge of the recipient. Okay, so the private key encryption and the private key can be, okay, shared openly, because for that reason itself only this algorithm became more popular. Okay, and finally the two-fish encryption algorithm. Okay, so it's another block cipher algorithm properly for counterplane labs. So it is the replacement for this particular AES operations. So these are all the important things here. Okay, so being a customer, one thing that it will be striking your mind. Okay, so what are the things that you should be aware of this particular IoT devices? Because so after taking the IoT devices, finding these IoT devices, whether you are you can no need that you need to expect the data encryption is properly secured and interconnected with respect to other devices. So where you want to be, where you want to use those all these things means the IoT. IoT means you'll be using in your homes, business, security, wherever it may be. So all the interconnected devices, default settings, it will be given by the service provider. Means it will be the manufacturer itself only. Okay. So with the help of all these particular security algorithms, so you can tell that your particular IoT devices, it will be unconditionally, it will be secured. So the Internet of Things, it will be going exponentially. So it has spread with it has spread like a power grid. Okay, with smart refrigerators to home, to industry levels, and to everywhere. So the devices that will be connected with respect to the Internet. Okay, so it must be encrypted because of the personal and business intelligence. The data it need to be transmitted through Internet itself only. The best protection available right now is encryption itself only. Apart from this, it is an alternative thing that we need to make into consideration, okay, for this particular operations. The encryption, encrypting of those particular things. Then finally, I'll going to come to a conclusion. Hello, I'll going to come.
After you.
Hello, sir, please mute yourself. Okay. Hello. Hello. Sir, please mute yourself, sir. The real world, okay. In the real world, objective of our conclusion is to project the vulnerabilities facing in the part of IoT devices. So what are the serious vulnerabilities? See, I have concentrated on what are the vulnerabilities that we are facing. Okay. This session clearly gives you the details of how security concerns with respect to the different interfaces and the data privacy to be achieved with respect to top 5 different encryption techniques for the IoT devices. See, first and foremost thing, we need to know what are the vulnerabilities. If you know what vulnerabilities that we are facing, so then we can make the alternative arrangement, whether which encryption that we can use or how authentication plays a very vital role in this particular operations. Okay, so this marks the end of this particular session. Hello, Pramod sir.
Yes, sir. Dear participants, if you're having any queries, you can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat.
Okay, sir. If they have any queries, I'll going to give my mail ID. Okay, so they can feel free and they can mail me. Okay, I'll going to leave my mail ID and phone number with the coordinator who is present here. If you have any queries regarding this, a small insight that I have taken, because many hands-on sessions which are going on now. Okay, so with respect to that, a small insights that I have taken into this particular IoT operations.
Okay, sir. So let's wind the session and
Okay.
let's break for lunch. And I thank Dr. Anand Babu sir for catering his knowledge and enlightening us with the various aspects of security in IoT. So, having said this, let's break for lunch. And meanwhile, if you are having any queries, we'll be sharing the email ID of Anand Babu sir. You can personally mail him. Okay. Thank you, dear participants.
So on the outset, so thank all the participants for patiently listening. Okay, I'll go to share my email ID with the coordinator. If you have any hiccups or any doubts with respect to the today's topics, whatever the topics that I have discussed, so you feel free to ask. So as to best of my knowledge, that I'm going to answer for that particular thing. And I would like to thank the JNNC team, so from principal to the coordinator, dean, HOD, and okay, so for giving this opportunity, so to deliver in front of so the very much active participants, those who are present here. So thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Bye,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.